or you're just who you are in your flow, they'll think she'll put up with anything. And I've been wondering in introspection, why have I been so offended? Why have I been offended? Well, if I'm already born with less than, and my friend had told me this because she just lost her mom, God forbid, you know, but someone had told me, why would I accept less than? People with disabilities, people with cancer, they all find love and happiness. Not all, but most people do. And I think I'm offended because I'm giving my time to people. I'm giving my time to people that look at me as an option or think like, oh, she has less than, so she deserves not more than that. She should be lucky to have less than. And human psychology is that way. Human psychology, you want to get the most for less. I don't know why that is. Don't ask me why. I can't tell you why. I could just relay information to you. But I think in my bones, I'm just like, fuck you, you know? Because it's like, if I have to deal with breathing problems and hives and you think I deserve less, fuck off. Like, get the fuck away from me. And the fact that I'm doing something wrong if a man's selling point is, I wouldn't give any woman the world, to get the fuck away from me. You know? You're weird. So I've been habitually offended by people saying that because I'm handicapped, I don't deserve something. That's what I don't like. It's that if you're handicapped, people treat you like shit. And it's true. So I am right. There are Nazis. That was not a lie. There really are Nazis in this day and age. I didn't know that. I was not aware. Or sorry. I'm so like shocked I can't breathe. Like but I didn't know that there were legitimate Nazis. I didn't know that there were men walking around here like, oh, if she's this way or that way, if there's something wrong with her, she'll have low self esteem. So let me get my dick inside her. So they definitely have some kind of personality disorder, some kind of antisocial break with reality where their only way to get someone is their predatory fucks. And like on my Snapchat too, um, there's people from jail like on there. That's weird too. And so you can't understand people. You just have to understand that not everyone is nice and they want to hurt you. They want to hurt you because, well, they're fucked up and you need to run the fuck away. And I can't deal with people who are immature and dumb, no matter the age, where if I tell someone some kind of information and they victim blame and then tell me it's a victim mentality, you're an abusive fuck. And I don't want anything to do with you, you know? I'm not natural. My whole face, my boobs, hey Tony, everything is very expensive. I get my nails done. Yesterday I spent like $500, even more than that. Okay. I get facials, I get filler, I get my eyebrows done. I mean, I get everything done. So I get my lips done. Everything. I have health insurance. How much do you think my health costs? So it just really hurts my feelings that people are walking around here thinking that I don't deserve anything because I wake up with less. If I've already been through amputations, as in I'm missing a foot of my ilium, that is an amputation, you dumb fuck. I need to say dumb fuck because it just gets the catharsis out, I can't hang around nightlife people, only if they're genuine and nice because they think I'm going to do drugs with them and they're not liquid. This guy was like, I have a penthouse. And I'm like, yeah, but you can't afford my coffee. So you can live in your penthouse. I like coffee. Like I just can't. Like I really feel that people scare me to the depths of my soul where I don't know if I'll ever have sex again because all I want is someone to treat me correctly and nice. And if I'm already treating myself, what are you bringing to the table? Men think that I think the thing is that they are so mentally ill that they don't know how to have a conversation. This bothers me, this part of my hair. This always I have a cowlick, right? So it's always like this and I have to put like a curling iron in it or something. But I don't want to be discounted. So I took on a Russian personality now and I'm just sitting here just like I'm not going to talk with anybody that just wants attention and time wasted. So they want attention and time from anybody. And you don't have to look a certain way. It's just all about power dynamics and boredom. So you're feeding like a feedback loop basically. And the feedback loop is um someone getting off on asking you inappropriate questions and how much time they can get from that. So that's what's happening right there. I've talked to a lot of people that do high drug use. And as they're doing this drug use, they're in it. They think they're normal. They are not normal. Please don't ever think anybody's normal that's doing drugs because I guarantee you they are not. Um, they see no difference in their behavior, and it's reinforced by the fact that women hit on them. But it made me feel good that other women came up to me and they're like, "Hey, is that your friend?" And I'm like, yes. I'm bracing and like, yes, those are my friends. If they like me, why didn't they buy me a drink? And I was just like, because they're assholes. But I couldn't say that. I said, I don't know. I don't know. What? He's a celebrity. Literally just like, "He's a celebrity!" Like, I'm like, "I don't know. I'm sorry. I'll buy you a drink, but I'm broke." So the bartender bought me a drink. So yeah. But honestly, I just can't. My friends are cheap. Everyone's cheap. Everyone wants to spend money on drugs and themselves and not on each other. And I don't want to be part of that because I have insecurities. I want to be with someone that makes me feel like my imperfections are wonderful and beautiful, and I'm okay the way that I am. And if you're someone that wants to make me feel like I need to make an excuse, make a declaration, make a defensive statement in my honor, well, then get away from me because that's a really bad relationship. And so I have some friends that are actually very sweet and very nice, and they're hardworking people. When I say hardworking, I'm not saying like, oh, they're working to the bone. I'm saying that they're following their passions, they're making it work, and they have respect for me, themselves, and everyone they work with. And they check in with you every day and they ask you questions. They don't ask you perverted questions. Like, I get pissed off when a guy goes, are your boobs natural? Can I have $100? Like that's what I say. $100 to answer that. Why would I talk to you for free like that? That's crazy. Let me get my other stuff. But I just feel like there's this double standard with men. You tell it's a Spanish household with my Swifter. Also, another thing I hate is when people go, "You're Spanish?" "Yes, bitch, I'm Spanish. What are you talking about? You don't have to." "But you're white." Colonization. My ancestors fucked white people. What are you talking about? That's crazy to me too. I can't wait to wear this. I ordered more sunglasses too. I ordered more fun things. Um, but I met someone that's nice and has a boat, so that's a good thing, and he likes to have fun. See, I like people that like to have fun, that don't think about age. If you think about age, ugh, I can't talk to you then. We can't talk because I have too many health problems. I already think way too much about my age. Ooh, I have to take my hair pills. I forgot to show you my hair pills. I love how you guys are just here for it. You're just here for my moods and like my off the color things. So what I worry about with my hair, it's just that it's very thin. So when I got my hair done, toned, I'm trying to think of a good route, like a good way to, because it should be a little bit, but I guess all of my hair is very thin. I'm not quite sure how to, because Cardi B had done a very deep, and that's why I have my wig, but that wig is for going out. I wish I could eat. So yeah, I did like a balayage. I just did a toner. It wasn't that expensive, thank God. But yeah, so these men are asking inappropriate questions, and I think it's wrong that I get penalized, penis, for saying, "Well, then take me shopping." Take me shopping. I'll answer any question you want, love. If you just take me shopping, then buy me boots. It's cold. Buy me more jackets so I can wear more jackets. Warm me, clothe me. We haven't even kissed. Why would you ask me? So, like, even if you have, I guess the moral is, like, even if you have insecurities, you shouldn't show it to anybody. Okay, because they will take that and they will eat it. And they will take it as permission to screw you over. Okay. And I had a guy who keeps wanting to have sex with me. "You can't expect the world from me." I'm just like, I expect the world from myself. So bye. Always say bye. Nothing bad has ever happened for walking away. Look, I'm walking away right now. Oh no, I'm dead. Oh no, I walked away. What's gonna happen? What am I looking for? Looking for my therapist. That's what I'm looking for. I don't know where my makeup pads are, so I'm gonna use something else. But basically, it's just like, oh, so anyone that tries to talk you down, anyone that tries to hurt you or make you feel less than, anyone that tries to create an opening, okay? an opening in your heart for a black hole to fester, you need to run the fuck away from. Walking away will never ever do you wrong. Walking away is the healthiest thing that you can ever do for yourself, okay? You need to have balls of steel, especially as you age and get older, as you get frailer. You need to train your mind for mental gymnastics of Jedi force of like someone said about you, you go, no, you didn't. What? What did you say? Say that. What did you say? Make them repeat that shit. And then any guy that is inappropriate or any woman that tries to make fun of you, automatically gone. Don't tell it to them because they're probably looking for that feedback. You know what I mean? But like just silently walk away. I literally have walked away. I've been in the design district with some I didn't know what this influencer wanted from me, but he was just so rude. I'm not gonna say who he is. Not one recently that I hung out with, but he had said, well, you're the one who's not making the best of it if you weren't so stiff. And it's like, I have a I have a disease and I'm in pain. Why would you talk to me that way? It's rude. I don't give a fuck if you're whatever state you're from. You don't criticize someone for having a disability and showing visible pain. If I don't want to talk to someone right now, these are my hair pills. I do Viviscal. If I don't want to, if I can't smile right now, or no one's telling me when to smile or what to do, and it's a first situation, and I'm in pain, and and I can't read facial expressions. I can't even see cars. Yesterday, I was almost got in the wrong Uber. Thank God there was a cop because this guy was like, I'm like Uber. He's like, I almost died. So I just think that like people that care about appearances are the scariest people. You should care about appearances, of course, but you don't talk to someone abusively. That's abusive. And people think abuse is like, fuck you, blah, blah. No, abuse is chipping away at your self esteem and trying to make the other person do something that's not naturally inherent. So they're modifying a behavior and they want to reinforce the behavior that they want, not what you want. That guy could have said to me a million ways, hey, if you're uncomfortable, like, what do you need? That's a nice thing. Hey, if you're uncomfortable, what do you need? What can we do to make this work? You know, work makes the team work. Dreams come true. You know, any kind of bullshit. You can say it. You can say it in like a dick way. So you'd be like, "So what can we do to make this work?" And I've been in those conversations. You know, I hate like some guy that I'm not going to answer the phone for anymore. But just for shits and giggles for content, he was like, "Show me your degree so I believe you," and I'm just like, "Go fuck off." Like I've never met such hostility in my life. I don't think people fuck very much. Oh, but you don't want to go with a woman after a certain age. They won't fuck anymore. I will fuck if you have a boat. I will fuck if you take me shopping. Yes, I will fuck for things, of course. Then you can talk to me dirty. Talk to me dirty. Say whatever you want, but make sure we're both getting stuff out of this bitch because I'm not. I already was with an insecure little man. I don't need another little man following me around. Little men scare me. I have a dad that's going through bypass surgery really soon. I have a mother that really loves me. And even if I didn't, my parents did a good job letting me know that I'm loved. So why would I put up with your shit? Like a good parent and a good friend network literally tells you you're doing great, you don't need abuse, I love you. That's what it's about. You know, you can't surround yourself with bullshit. And people that want transactions, well, they're getting off on perverted things. You know what I mean? They're getting off on what they can get from you. So even people go, but if I look prettier, he would like me. Why doesn't he like me? Because he's a pervert, babe. That's it. He's a pervert, babe, and he can't easily manipulate his dick inside your mouth, and this is why it's not working out. And men will do this to other men. Men will try to get their dicks in their butt all the way up there, all day. Um, and these are insecure men that you really don't wanna know. I take 2 a day. Could be arsenic, who knows? I would like to eat, but I have a modeling thing, the 26th, and I'm going out tomorrow. But back to what I was saying, if you have a disability and are vulnerable, please, for the love of God, I put my eye drops in. Please, please, please do not accept less than. You deserve the world and even more. You know what? This could have given me hives. This is new. This is a purifying facial toner lotion tonic. Should work. A woman got mad at me because I didn't want to do content with her, but it's because I don't like women that outsource men. Like, if you're a woman and you're bringing me towards another man, I feel trafficked. And I don't want to be that. Literally, the boyfriend was like, "Hi." I was like, "What are you doing? Get away from me. I don't know who you are. I just want to die young. Leave me alone. Not that way. Not from your dick." Like, that's how I think. Um, but and I don't move during sex for a reason. As well as like that. I don't move during sex. Sex and me, we don't move. It's a lot. I have a lot of like I need to like clean everything and like lint and everything because I put dry shampoo in. I think it's regrowing though. That didn't help my hair. Mm. Oh no, it did. Little puppy dog. You should do stretches every morning too. I don't know. My hairdresser was mad at me yesterday because he's like, "You don't like it?" I'm just like, "Cause I go to a Portuguese place," and I'm like, "No, I do like it, sir. I wanted my highlights retouched, but he doesn't want my hair to fall out." So let me put in the oil that I put in my hair too. Okay. But yeah, so basically I just don't like people that lead with you're hot either because that's an empty compliment. What is the point of saying I'm hot? There's no point. Say that I'm intelligent, I'm fanciful. I don't know. I'm whimsical. I'm full of whimsy. I'm full of possibility. I can't believe I can't find my fucking roller. So where did I put you, rollers? Why are you not here? Why do I sound like Alan from freaking whoever got that show from Smiling Friends? My dog was sick, so I had to wake up early. Um, so this is the oil that I use, Moroccan Hair Color Oil Protect. And you just brush up into the roots. But yeah, I mean, people go, "You won't have your parents forever," but I have my degrees and they're forever. So, what I'm trying to say about support group is that I will be your support group, okay? I do post bitchy things sometimes, but I still care about you, so that's why I have free subscribers. For my free subscribers, you don't get my findom side because you don't know what I deal with in my DMs and how disrespectful the men be. You have no clue how disrespectful men are, especially to online women. You could be any age. It's not ageism. It's not sexism. It's just entitlement. So men are raised to think like, oh, she's online and she shows her tits. Oh, she's a whore. Let me talk to her that way. And it's because of society. Look, like, I was analyzing the other day Bill Clinton and this scandal with Monica Lewinsky. And basically, I did not have sexual relations with that woman. He did. Um, and they all look down on her, because they're like, well, she fucked. She fucked. Not only was he the most powerful person in the world, he was also very rich and she was very ambitious. And, she really should have gotten a lawyer at that point and had said, hey, if we fuck, let me sign this paper so I get a bonus. Because you know what? Men can fuck upwards. But women, it's always horizontal communication or downward, upward communication, but it's never the same. So when we talk about communication pathways, if we're going to use my degree now, um, in a organizational hierarchical society, there's downwards, upwards, spiral. So downwards, upwards is when staff at the bottom, you put in a little suggestion box and communication goes upwards and then upward and then the other communication goes downwards. Okay. So you have that stuff, right? And that's all nice and dandy. Then you have horizontal where like people just say things through the grapevine, like, did you hear that? But nothing really changes. But it still gets to the boss, but in a horizontal way. So communications move in directions. They really do. And it's hard to track in real time. So all these studies are done after the fact, of course. And I love how I say of course. And with Monica Lewinsky, she really should have got her ducks in a row. I know there beepers. I don't know what I was a kid, so I don't let's see. I was a baby, so I don't really know, but upon looking at it now as an adult, um she should have really locked that down. She should have gotten like a secret camera. Was there a camera? I don't know. Was there a Polaroid? I don't know. I'm just saying she should have gotten lawyers in and said, Bill, if I suck your dick and your seed spills upon me, that is a guaranteed promotion. But women always get a double standard because, well, the Iron Age was really fast. Couple hundred years of that. Then you had the Steam Age. So 1888, right around when first surgery started happening in medical stuff. Then you have the 1900s, the Victorian era. Oh, that was crazy. And the Edwardian era, so King Edward, I don't feel bad for him. Queen Victoria's son lived for a really long time. And he wanted his mom to die because she's like, when am I going to be king? He was only king for 10 years. You could see historical footage of him and his wife in the Blitz incident. It's always an incident because it's English. Nothing really happened. If we just say, we don't give it any legitimacy. You don't get anything legitimacy, apparently. If you don't say it, don't say it. Gosh, Charles, if you say it, it'll happen. So basically, that's what the UK. And so they did that, basically. And his wife just walked around looking at the rubble from the German Blitz, the German bomber. You're not aware. And he died, but his mom, Queen Victoria, lived for a very long time. And basically, people were living in horrid conditions because of technology. And then you had World War I, fast tracking all this, how we process information. So texting happened during World War I and World War II. Stop, 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 reply. And they had telegrams, and then you had the World War II, and well, then we got computers. We had to. Alan Turing, he had to die for our cause, a LGBTQ legend, castricized, died medically castricized because he was gay. Not only did he help us win the war, especially with the Native Americans too, Wind Talkers. You should watch that. It's not very good because Nicolas Cage. It's always a white hero leading the way. But you should really look into the fact that Native Americans are a very unique language. Eskimos are still separated by that bridge in Russia, and I have to take my pills. Russia and Alaska border. So yes, but there's nothing like it in the world. I mean, you have the whistling in Mexico, but there's a huge concentration of Native Americans here because, well, the United States is one of the last to be discovered. So we have a lot of, we preserve, we preserve and reserve. We decimated a lot during the Revolutionary War. So we did not think ahead of time, did we? We did not think about information. No, we did not. But whatever. We have enough Native American languages left where it's such a grammatically interesting language because it's the level of difficulty is more difficult than the Russian monks. The Russian monks if you do not know this, in the 1500s, will write in Latin, Greek, and fucking Russian. So no one can replicate their work. And this was before the printing era where you had to hand paint and everything. And they saw God from isolation and hermit culture. And I think from the fact of my hand hurts, God help me, and they just hallucinated from the loneliness. They still saw prostitutes. Prostitutes came. Don't worry about that. Everyone knows that. Where there's power, there's sex. But how do you get the sex to the power? No one really does that dynamic. So back to my little tangent. So you have World War II. Then you have Alan Turing. Alan Turing is the father of also Marie Curie, who discovered radiation. So you have France and the UK, huge powers, now in decline, but we shall not talk about that. It's like Voldemort. Do not mention the decline in power. So basically, yeah. This is why I'm not invited to dinner conversations. But so they were doing that. And then we had ping pong. Okay. Not the Chinese ping pong. I mean pong. Like my dad played it. Okay, in the 80s. And then we had chatting where people wrote E00E boobs. And then we had AOL. And then we had beepers, and then we had Monica Lewinsky. So Monica Lewinsky, all that was a long-winded way to say that there was not a lot of love for LGBTQ and women's rights. And this is why people are very stuck, because you could be in 2026, but you cannot erase the history of erasure. You cannot erase the history of sexual dynamics and relationships because we've only had such equal opportunity. Think about it. Women were trained to not talk, to be like children, to be seen, but never heard. And so when you're online, men, I don't know what background you're from. I don't know who your mother is. I don't know. The reason why it's called a mother tongue is because, well, your mom raises you. So whatever your belief system is, it's going to translate. So a lot of people are like, oh, but AI is not sexist. Yes, it is. It's the programmer. I even have biases. As I'm talking, I'm sure you could identify several things, but I'm very opinionated. But even historical texts, you have to take so I know you guys will hate me for this, and I'm sorry. But when you're reading a book, don't ever look up the biography of the author. But when you're reading a book, try to think of the context clues and the point of view of the author and the author's tone. So whatever you did that exercise in school, what was the author trying to say here? Class, anybody? You need that's actually really important for life because when people talk, they are author of their thoughts. As I was telling someone this as well, randomly, I was saying how well, someone talks from a point of view. So you don't need to say I statements. They're very redundant. If you ever took the SATs, ACTs, or you ever studied for any kind of academic tests, you ever went to school, I've had a lot of schooling. So yeah. Um, you always need to figure out the author's tone and context because without it, you don't know. But this is how you can figure out. So, like Ernest Hemingway, we'll talk about him. I really love him. Ernest Hemingway, basically, and then and it goes into why AI will be sexist and everything. And I am for it, you know. And people, when guys are like, "Don't use filters." Well, don't use AI, bitch. Like, you can do anything you want. You know, you literally can. You shouldn't. I mean, as long as you're not hurting anybody, I'm not against that. Um, and let me get my lotion too. But basically, let me hold that thought and let me get my lotion. But basically, what I'm trying to say is, and like, I'm a movement person. So, like, I need to move and talk. It's hard for me to stay still. This should be obvious, I feel. But how the author speaks. So, Ernest Hemingway, you can find a lot of homophobia, and he doesn't leave any room for ambiguity because he was so obsessed with masculinity. Why was he obsessed with masculinity? Because he was most likely bisexual, and it's what led to his death. He had killed himself. And call 988 the crisis hotline, please. But people who do not accept themselves fully lead a very sad and sheltered life. Sheltered is okay, but not in this sense when you're sheltering yourself from yourself. That's just a sad, lonely shadow of a world. You don't want to be in the shadow world. You want to come out of the world. You know what I mean? You want to embrace who you are, and it's why this whole political field is as a minefield of fuckness. All right, let me get my where is it? Mind you, I have to get ready soon, so I can only talk for so long. Um, but basically, it's just like so. If you read Ernest Hemingway, you'll find that he talks about guns, talks about hunting. He's kind of like Tom Sawyer to me, but like without the racist. He was so racist, but at least he was in Paris a lot. You know. Oh, I gotta take my pills. But you can find a lot of dramatic masculine themes. And he defined himself through his gender, and that's why you should never define yourself through gender because it's a road that maybe you don't want to go on because it's a box. You don't want to be in a box. You want to be like in a glass box. And whoever throws stones, when you can see those little splinters or cracks, you want to adjust to that reality, you know, because you want to be able to have peer feedback. So, what studying and long studies in my master's degree taught me is that peer review is very important to empirical research. I need to get my pills though, too. And let me take my I can't always talk a lot. That's why I don't do regular teaching jobs, and it's why I charge a lot for my Substack. But I moved it down to, like, $40, so that's good. But yeah, but basically what I was trying to say I was trying to say is that when you're in a box, this all leads to AI. You figure out that peer review is a glass box and you need peer feedback to create new ideas. So does anyone know how glass is made? I'm going to assume not. Or if you do, I'll tell you. It's sand and it's heated at a very high temperature. You could blow glass, blow jobs. And you can mold it, and there's very ways to make glass. I grew up on MythBusters, so um to make something new, you have to heat it and destroy it. I like ancient cultures because they were, especially Hawaiians or Greek culture, if you lived next to active volcanoes, they were aware that destruction leads to fertile land. Destruction leads to fertile land. So, how do you maintain fertility? How do you maintain a young mind? How do you maintain a aspiring attitude? Because we equate youth with aspirations, yes? We also equate being older with aspirations, but people see a tree and they never ask, how long has that tree been there? Oh, there's a beautiful mourning dove. One second. I have to show you this. That's such a good sign. Hi. Oh, any case, when you live next to something that is destroyed, you see the potential for growth. So, when people stay in their little bubble, they're not allowing growth. They're hindering it. You don't wanna have a full-on volcanic meltdown, so I'm using this. I'm not encouraging that. No, please. Like, don't do that. But what I am doing is saying that if you hide from change, what is that good for? How will how will you change as a person? How will you maintain your identity if you have no one challenging your identity? And so that's how you stay away from abusive people or from people who want to manipulate you. You can protect yourself from manipulation. And this goes with AI as well. So if you're talking to ChatGPT a lot, I don't really talk to ChatGPT. I do like briefly, but not really because it's not at the point where like you can really talk to it, you know? Mm, it's more like disagrees with you. It gaslights you to thinking that you're right. And this is why human interaction is so important. Because human interaction allows you to have someone go, because remember, what a computer could do, what your brain could do in 0.5 seconds is so much different. A computer can load a page, a brain can think of possible theories and connect multiple avenues of information. But all this is based on sex. So now we're just talking about sex and power dynamics. So basically, what I was trying to get through in a very long about winded way is that people who are not good at sex stay in a box and they don't get peer reviews. People who operate from a predatory mindset are not used to people challenging them and they might not welcome it. And that's why you get uneven power dynamics because they're not used to academic rigor. They're not used to, like, oh my God, maybe what I said has some sexist attitudes there. And maybe that was really rude, but there's no one to check it. So you want to be like Glass. I know Bruce, not Bruce Wayne, that's Batman. I know the karate guy that died. I forgot his name. Um Bruce something. He said like water. No, be like glass. I want you to see the cracks and then I want you to patch it up and rebuild. You know, it's okay to rebuild. I don't want you to spend your time thinking because someone said this one time, this is now my whole identity. That's how you get stuck. You don't want to be stuck. You don't want to be the tree that people are like, well, I guess this tree has taught me everything. No, there's so much more. You don't know the soil that it sits on. You don't know the winds that it saw. You don't know the days that it saw. You don't know the people that were like probably pissing on that tree or fucking near that tree. That tree has a history. Um, I really think that like people don't look outside and are like, hey, the ripples in the water, I wonder how far they reach, you know? I think they just sit there and go, hey, it's a nice day, Aubrey. I think so too, Jean. Do you want to get some mimosas? Like that's what I think's happening. And this is why people will go to me point blank, wow, you ruined things. I go, okay, thank you. This is why I have a Substack and this is why I travel and party. Um but I don't want to talk about this in like my real life, you know? I need a little bit more. Yeah. Mm. But I end this live soon because I have to go. I was thinking of eating breakfast, but I don't know if I'll make the dentist if I do. And sex is great and all, don't get me wrong. I just really feel traumatized by talking to the wrong people. That's another thing that I don't think people talk about either is that old or young, I might die as Pam. I'm not gonna take that. I will take my hydroxyzine because I'm scared of I'm scared of hives. But it's drowsiness that sucks. But I guess all this to say is that in AI, you could tell the sexist undertones. And I think that human and machine interaction will always be needed because, like how I learned in my studies, you need the peer review. You need to hang out with people that can debate with you in a respectful way and not use that against you, you know? You need someone that stays respectful and you need someone that can grow with you. Key word is how we use language. So you want to say with you, not against you and not for you. Because if they're for you, how are you growing? Why should someone be for you? That's crazy. I always say that's crazy just to like make you think about it a bit, you know? Because it's like for you. Well, what are you doing for me? Shouldn't you be with me? Shouldn't you be wanting to better each other? You know, better each other as human beings with macro thoughts, not micro thoughts. You don't want micro thoughts in your mind. And people go, AI will replace us. Hope so. I'm kidding. It won't. Humans are too spontaneous. So, the thing you have to understand in every sci fi book, they never talk about the gift of being spontaneous. The gift of, if algorithms were so great, I should be a millionaire. You should be a millionaire. We should all have this figured out by now of how to make money and how to be happy and how to be a Kardashian. Because if it was a copy paste system, we'd all have it. We could replicate it. So when people talk about AI, they talk about replication. Okay. And you can't replicate success. You can have smart goals. That's what they're called, smart goals. But to replicate success is a dark corner in a cave where you don't know where the exit is, but you can feel the wind, but you're just like, what is the word for friend in Elvish? That's basically what's happening there. And then you realize it's all gone to shit, like in Lord of the Rings. One cannot simply walk into Mordor. One cannot simply just copy paste a code and be like, "Hey, this is the day. This is the day I'm Kardashian. This is the day that I'm Rihanna," because everyone's an individual. It's just like our DNA is like 98.01% or whatever. Don't quote me on that. I don't have it in front of me. But it's very similar, but we're all different. I mean, I hope we're different. And so what makes me, me, and you, that's the secret sauce, babe. And in every machine that you make, every app you have on your phone, I want you to think of how to use it. I want you, before I go, I guess I don't like to say the word homework, but a little assignment that I have is how you use your phone when you're in a public place. I want you to look at the app and look at the intention of how the app was made. So look at the mission purpose of the app and then go look how you use the app. And then you can see the disconnect, the cognitive dissonance. Also, look how other people use their phones. Everyone uses their phone in a different way. It's the non-replication of human thought and relationship dynamics that control and define our future. So when you're reading the news or you're worried about technology, it's going to be okay because no one could replicate you. And I don't know if it gives you any peace this morning, but it gives me peace. And I just want you to surround yourself with people as you get older. I want you to love your parents. I want you to love the people that don't love you, and I want you to do a different choice, and I want you to not go into a spiral of if I was this or if I were her, if I were him. I just want you to go with the confidence that no one's trying to hurt you, that you're safe, that you're exactly where you are. And anyone who tries to tell you otherwise, if someone says something that doesn't make you feel very good or feel very well, you can still talk to ChatGPT, but you still need to be a glass house. You need to be able to take those cracks, right? Just like our skin absorbs a lot, our freckles and our changing genetics. We're not just born with genetics, we're born with genetics, but they change through radiation, micro gamma rays, the sun. The sun changes people, lightens your hair, for example. That's a genetic change. If you're born with a certain hair color, you spend time in the sun, oh, now it's different. That's a chemical breakdown. I want you to know that you are not watered, you're not a tree. You are uniquely you, and you're safe. And anybody who tries to downplay your attributes and who you are, your age, your person, please know it's coming from an angle. It's coming from an unhealthy place and has nothing to do with you. It's not you're not meant to take every single peer feedback as a direct correlation to your worth. It will drive you unhinged and insane in a bad way. Okay? You are meant to take these words, then just let it go. Okay? And the happiest people I've ever met are people that knew that they were not easily swayed by public opinion. So please try to read some French philosophy today. I'll talk more about AI when I have time. I don't feel so great. I just wanted to do this little get ready with me, my little coffee that I'm finishing, and just, I guess, take grace from the fact that what I learned when people say college isn't worth it, it is because it does. College and traveling does teach you how to mold yourself with each decade and how to keep going and how to um, receive information, how to process that information, and how to interpret the world with which in it resides, and how to research properly. The news and most people are relying on the fact that you can't do that. So I love you very much. We'll talk again. Did get my wig and everything. I'll show more cosplay. But yes, I'm going to now rest my pills. Yay me. I love you. You're perfect the way you are.